Well, hello everyone. This is Carrie Beck with FamilyEbiz.com, and it is Monday, Labor Day, and I'm still going live even though it's Labor Day and a holiday because I just want to share a few thoughts. I was thinking about this, and I think it's really important as you start thinking about Q4, quarter four, that you really think about where you're headed. And I think one of the best ways that you can be successful is to have good emails that are opened. So what I want to do today is actually share with you a couple of ideas that I have about how I get my emails open. I was right before I went on, I was like, I think I should look and see my percentage open rate. So I will share a few of those in a minute. But first, I closed the homeschool one. Okay, well, we'll just talk about Family Biz. Let's just talk for a second. If you are listening now, or if you are, even if you're listening to the replay, I'd love for you to leave a comment right now and tell me, what do you think the number one thing is that gets your emails open? What do you think that is? Leave a comment right now, and let's just see what everyone has to say. And sometimes we have shy people, so no one does anything. But I'm going to tell you, it's probably not what you think. The number one thing that gets your email open is the from. Who is it from? Think about this. You know what? I have people, it doesn't really matter what they say or what their subject line is or anything. If it's from someone, like, I'll be honest, if I get an email from one of my children, someone in my family, open. Unless there's someone that like is bothering you all the time, but I'm going to open those because it is from someone that is important. Same with even the business people that I follow. There are certain people that I will open pretty much every email. There are some that I sort of open and some that I hardly ever open, and I need to probably unsubscribe. I bet you are in the exact same boat as far as who you open, which emails you open. So the number one thing is who it is. Now, how do we improve their idea of who you are so that they will open your emails? One, I think you need to build a relationship with them. If you are not building a relationship and all you're doing is sell, then they're not going to open. They're going to go unsubscribe or delete. So you need to look for ways that you can build a relationship with them. That, I think, is so important. And I do a few different things. One, I try to share personal stories. Actually, I will tell you, I am going to open, let me find my email. Oh my gosh, I guess, no, there it is. I sent an email out. Oh, great. It just changed my page that I had saved. I sent an email out a few weeks ago. Let me see if I sent it in the Family eBiz. Nope. But let me open this. I'm going to try to open this up for homeschooling, because I think it's really important that you see that one way that you can actually build trust, relationship, that know, like, and trust factor is by sending something that's personal and it doesn't really have anything to sell. So I think it was 3 weeks ago, I sent a message. It was from me, and this was the subject line, and it was actually a really high percentage open for me personally, and it was to everyone on my list, which the more people you send it to, the lower the rate could be. But I sent, the subject line was, "My weekend was fantastic. Here's why." And I had, well, actually I had over 30% open if you include the 22.5 that originally opened, and then another 9% that opened the next day when I sent it with a different subject line. And what was that email about? It was about my grandson being born. It was our first grandson. We had 3 granddaughters. Now we have a grandson. And so it was, and I had a picture right there. That is building trust. That is getting people to know you. And if they don't care about it, then they probably don't need to be on your list anyway. I was trying to look and see what else I did in that particular email. I think all I did was send a picture of me, and then I talked about a free resource that they could get, actually 2 free resources that they could get. And so that's what the whole email was about. about 30% of the people on my list opened it either the first day or the second day. That's awesome for me, I'll be really honest. So personal emails, is personal, but I also included a free homeschool resource as well. So number one thing is who it is from. What is number two? What is next? What do you think is the next thing? Leave a comment. I would love to hear from you and find out what you think is the next most important thing. Number one is who it is from. I've already told you about stories about building up trust, and so they will like you and they will want to open you just like they'd want to open their grandma's email if their grandma knows how to send an email. What's the next most important thing? Leave a comment and I will just tell you, looking at comments, the next most important thing is subject line. The number one thing that gets your email open is who it's from. The number two thing is the subject line. I've already talked about number one. If you haven't heard it, go back and listen. Number two is subject line. How can we improve our subject lines? Because let's face it, if they don't get open, they're never going to read what's inside. So you've got to really do a good job. And if you're not getting opens at least 10% and hopefully 15 to 20 or 25%, then you need to work on your subject lines and you need to work on building a relationship with them. I'm going to give you 3 kinds of subject lines that I think are the best types to get open. The first one is ambiguous. Create curiosity. They don't really know they're like, well, what is that about? So they'll click it and they'll open it. And if that happens, the first thing you need to do is hook them with that first sentence or two, because if you don't, it's a delete and they move on. Ambiguous. What are some subject lines? Some of mine that I have used successfully are, did you see this? Is this for you? I picked these for you. Do I tell them what it is? No, I said I picked these. Well, what are these? And what did you pick for me? So they'll open it. Did you see this? That one works very well. So let me just, I wanted to pull up, I went back to my, what are some of the ambiguous ones that I've actually used just recently? Let me get back. And I was looking at my family eBiz one. I lost it. Where was it? There it is. Well, did you ask the same thing? That is very ambiguous. I had 34.8%. That is super high for me. 34.8% of my subscribers open. Did you ask the same thing? They don't know what the same thing is, but they're going to open it because maybe they have the same question. So those are just actual percentages. Let's look at another one. Besides ambiguous and creating curiosity, the next one is to use numbers. Because when you use concrete numbers, they're going to wonder, what are those things? So it's still creating curiosity. Now this would be for my list. I was just giving some suggestions. 7 hidden benefits of waking up at 5 a.m. I would wonder, what benefits would I get to wake up at that early time? 3 unlikely ways to close the sale. That would be for business people. 5 social media platforms you shouldn't be ignoring. And I'd be going, oh, I wonder if I'm ignoring one of those. So that creates curiosity as well. I did use some of these in recent emails. So here's one of them. One strategy I used to grow my email list. I had 23.9% of the people open that one. And then the next day or 2 days later, I resent it to everyone that didn't open. I had 12.4%. I did change my subject line. Have you used this strategy to grow your email list? That is a total 23 and 12, 35, about 35 or 36% open rate between those 2 days. The first one had a number. Maybe I should have used a number on the second one, but I was sort of going for a different strategy. Have you used this strategy? One had a number, the other one was ambiguous, but it was specific about email, and my people want to know how to do email so that they are successful. So we have ambiguous, creating curiosity, using numbers, again, creating curiosity. The last one, using power words. Now, this isn't one that I personally use very often, but I do use it some. For instance, lifetime access to top experts in whatever field you are in. Lifetime access, that's a power word. You get lifetime access. our best power word, best performing, whatever you're talking about. 7 tools that bring results now. Results is a power word. So let me just go back and see if I can find some power word ones and what those results were. I had them a second ago. No, I think it went down. Just a second. Sorry. Nope. I don't really have any that are power words. I thought I had one. I do have last chance. This surprise bonus is gone in 3, 2. So think you can grow your list on your own, open up. I would say grow your list is a power word for my niche because that is so important to my people. That was a 23.5% open rate. So, and I'm going to tell you right now, for y'all homeschool people that think, oh, Carrie's got all this stuff, and I do have a lot of people on my homeschool list, usually about 20,000, sort of averages around there. I would love to grow it, but that's sort of where I get, because I'm always scrubbing it and getting rid of the unsubscribe. My business list is very small. It is like 2,000 people, and yet I still make good money from my business list. I'd say that you don't have, like, so when I say I got 20% open out for 2,000, what is that? I'm going to be, I actually know math, but off the top of my head in front of you, it's not that good. So that, well, here, I'll just tell you, they can tell me because there are 2 lists. Let's just look. I'm going to change it to numbers so that I don't totally embarrass myself. So it was about 600 for the one strategy I used to grow my email list. And have you used this strategy? I actually had about 700 people open it. And then for clicks, I had 26 and 12, 38 people. Not a huge amount, but if some of them take action and buy, then I'm doing really well. So I just say that don't get discouraged because you have a small list. Some of my niches are small. I have another niche that I'm working on, hopefully launching really well in January in the travel industry. And I'm sure it will be very small. And I'll be starting out with like 30 people or something. But hopefully I can grow that. And I will be using that as a case study as well. What I would love for anyone that's on here to know, what type of email, what kind of subject line do you think you will use on this week's email? Will it be an ambiguous, create curiosity? Will it be one that uses numbers that also creates curiosity? Or will it be a power word? Leave a comment and let me know what kind of subject line you will use. Remember, subject line is not the number one thing that gets people to open. It may encourage, but the number one thing that gets people to open is who is it from? Because I'm going to tell you, if it's from someone important to you, you're going to open. If it's from someone in your family, you're probably going to open it. Business people, maybe, maybe not. So what is that? Now, before I leave, I want to tell you that next week I am giving our September masterclass. I've started this back up with our business people, and I will be going past just subject lines. How do we make money? So I'm going to be talking about 7 ways you can make more money with your blog. And the link to register is in the description. I just opened registration today. So we have all week for you to register, but I would not wait because then you'll forget and then you'll be sorry because you'll miss it. But so that's 7 ways to make more money with your blog, and that is there as well. Any questions on email, getting your email open, please leave them in the comments. I will be checking back throughout the week. I appreciate your time. I'm Carrie Beck with FamilyEbiz.com. Y'all have a great day.